Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, November 20, whatever it is. What's today's date anyway? I'm getting old.
24th.
It's the 24th, November 24th. I forget, man. All these days run together at some point. All I know it is the night before Thanksgiving, and all through the house, the sweet potato pies, the collard greens, the candy yams, the turkey is in the brine, the prime rib is ready to go on, and I'm ready to eat. Welcome to the Deacon Board podcast. I have a good group of guests tonight, a good group of friends tonight. We're going to talk about a few topics that are a little heavy for Thanksgiving. We're definitely going to give thanks. We're going to give thanks to God first, because we wouldn't be here without him, and everything that we have, all the provision and things that money can't buy, we have, health, peace of mind. We have a motion in our bodies, limited motion some of us have in our bodies. We have friends and family around us, so we're going to talk about that later. And then I have Mo Ingram on, who is a writer, a prolific writer, a prolific blogger. You can go to her website, therandomblogspot.com, but she wrote a blog this morning that I had to get her on the show today. So we're going to talk about her blog in a minute. I also have my man, Eric Winfield, on. He has a book out right now called Life Struction with Eric. And this book is about how to get over the things that may have harmed you in the past, strongholds that you may have had, how he got over his strongholds. And he's writing a instruction book on that you can use. It's a practical workbook that you can use to help you possibly get over the things that are hindering you or harming you or causing you pain or grief. He has that. And then I have my main man, Newburgh, New York strong, Lorenzo Coleman, Renzo, aka Sharon's husband, at the bottom here. I have him on with me also. He is a divisional manager with Primerica. Listen, a lot of people have crazy things to say about Primerica, but Primerica is an insurance company. They are a life insurance company, and we all, as if you listen to us, we like to get ratchet. We like to talk junk. But we also want to give you practical advice that you can use. So he's going to talk about some life insurance and things that you need to do to set yourself up financially for your future. And the reason why I say that for your future is because, Mo, your blog this week. First of all, welcome. I'm sorry. Welcome to the Deacon Board. We already had this conversation before, so I had to go back and do it again. Mo, your blog this morning, it touched me, right? Because it was when I read it, and I want to give a shout out to my girl Kim Harper for sharing that with us. Um, it was titled "A Call to Boycott," and then the tagline says, "But who do we boycott when we are the problem?" And to me, that caught my eye because I started reading it, and you talked about young Dolph down in Memphis. You talked about the Aubrey case down in Georgia, which was resolved today. Hopefully, the family will get some closure. Yeah, the jury did the right thing on that, and hopefully, the family will get some closure. You talked about the Kyle Rittenhouse case. That case, was it self-defense? I mean, we all have our feelings about it, but if someone points a gun at me and I have a gun and I shoot him, to me, that's self-defense. Regardless of the type of gun that I have, we have to be practical, and we have to think, if somebody's pointing a gun at you and you have a gun, I'm not going to wait for them to see if they're going to shoot me. I'm going to shoot first. That's just me. Do I like the fact that he came from across state lines with his AR-15 or borrowed an AR-15 from someone? No, I don't. I don't think that's necessarily something that he should have done. But, that's his mother's responsibility. The judge saw it one way. The jury saw it another way. So that's that. That case is wrapped up. It is what it is. I don't care about that. The Ahmaud Arbery case, jogging while black, that's, to me, that's absolutely crazy. There's Kim in there right now. Hey, Kim, I see you in there. Thank you for joining us tonight. Eric, he will sign a book. I will make sure we'll put his information in here, Claudette, for you. And he'll talk about the book, Life Struction. So he'll get that done, and we'll get it signed for you also. So we'll do that. We'll get all of his information down here. I'll post where you can find it at. I'll even try to grab a link from Amazon and put it in here if I can. I'm still learning how to use this StreamYard thing to its fullest ability. But I will. Somebody can go and put it in the comments on. Somebody look it up on Amazon and put it in the comments there, and it'll get to us. So Mo, summarize your blog post for us so we can start the conversation off there. And then Eric, I'm gonna have you tap in also a little bit. All right.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you to my big sister Kim, who looked out for me at Hampton University. So she's the person kind of responsible for making this connection.
Wait a second. Were you and Kim at Hampton at the same time?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying. I was just wondering because she's been at she was at Hampton a long time, but never mind. I'm not.
Don't get on my big sister. Don't get on my big sister. Don't get on my big sister.
Kim's my girl. I met Kim years ago at an industry function, and we've been friends since. So she's good people. She's good people.
Great. So thanks, Kim. Appreciate you making this connection. And thank you too, Dante, because you referred to me as a prolific writer, which I don't take that lightly, because the post that you read and that you want me to talk about today is actually the first blog I ever posted.
That's crazy.
So
we wouldn't have known that, by the way. No one would have known that by what you wrote.
Yeah, there was the absolute first one. And in fact, I didn't even intend to go live with my blog until sometime in December. But that event, that murder, me having been born in Memphis, my grandparents are from Memphis, my dad is from Memphis. And, the last few times I was in Memphis, it's just such a sad place now. And every time you turn around, someone's getting shot over nothing. And then to have a celebrity, someone as big as he is, especially in Memphis, to be buying cookies and to be gunned down. And the first thing I hear on the news is it's the fault of gun laws. Well, the people who shot him, trust me, they don't have a license to carry a gun. Like it, they're not interested in law at all. You know what I mean? And so I'm not saying at all, obviously, that racism doesn't exist. But I do believe that sometimes we tend to kind of just lean on that a little too much to explain everything that's going on. And even though it created probably some of the situations that led people to feel so distressed that this is, maybe the only way they see out. I mean, at what point do we say, okay, racism is here, now what?
Right. And I understand that point because, as much as we hate the media bringing up the topic black on black crime, because to me, crime is crime. Crime has always been about proximity, right? We know crime is about proximity. So if you live around, if a black people who live around black people are often victimized by other black people. White people who live around majority white people are victimized by other white people. We don't hear about that piece of it. They always want to bring up black on black crime, like, oh, you're not supposed to, you're black, you shouldn't be harming each other. Well, you're white. White people shouldn't be harming each other either, but you do, because crime is crime, right? The problem is, to me, what happened to our community?
Absolutely.
What happened? What happened to our community? Where I grew up in Newburgh, New York. And Lorenzo, we grew up in the same spot, and most of the people that lived in our city then, we were all related, right? So when you're growing up in the 70s, 80s, and at least through 93 in this town, you knew everyone. We didn't have the mass shootings that place has right now. When someone committed a crime there, everyone knew, we pretty much knew who did it. We discussed on this show. Let me put this up real quick before I say this. We discussed on this show, allegedly, we knew where Tawana Brawley was. We knew who she was with. We knew who she was. Allegedly, we knew. Mm-hmm. That's how small the city is. But in the last 20 years, they've been raining hell down in that city. People getting killed. At one point, it was the murder capital of New York. At one point, there were shootings and stabbings and robberies and carjackings and drug dealing. And yet, who knew? What happened to the community? Why all of a sudden did we stop caring about our community? And so, who do you boycott when the problem is us? That's a legitimate question.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
absolutely. And it's one we don't like to we don't really like to talk about it, when we're the problem. Again,
Yeah.
racism is here, but hey, some of this stuff, hey, we can't keep just saying racism. You know what I mean? Like we just can't. And here's my thing. Let's say racism is at the forefront of our issues. It's the biggest thing that we as Black Americans need to address. Well, I challenge that. I say, hey, we got two elephants in the room then. We can't give one more weight and not address the other. Especially in my opinion, those of us who have by whatever means overcome or at least succeeded in the face of these things that are, meant to hold us back.
right.
You know what I mean? And so many of us have. The ones of us on this phone, I'm not saying we're the end all be all, but racism is here, but we've still managed to go to school if that's what it is that you wanted to do. We started podcasts, we started blogs, we're selling insurance and we're writing books. You know what I'm saying? Kim is on, she's raising beautiful kids that are doing amazing things in the community. It can be done in the face of racism. You know what I mean?
I love how you said she's raising kids that are doing beautiful things. Her kids are the bomb.
They
But
are the
but
bomb.
you know why her kids are the bomb though? Because she and her husband are the business. They're
Absolutely.
they're absolutely the. But when I met her, I was so impressed. I was like, yo, she's a beast. I'm not gonna say what she does, but she's that lady.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
should get 3 stars for that one, Kim. Yeah, 'cause she's that lady.
But I believe exactly what you said. We've lost the art of going back and saying, hey, these are still our communities, our neighborhoods. We've still got kids who don't have moms or don't have dads or have whatever. I want us, people like us on this call and people that have an interest in this issue, we should be investing in our communities as much as the big meaches are.
Right,
Like
right.
that's the difference in us and big me. Like, you know what I mean? We're not going back. These big meaches are going back and they're making positive or negative, they're making immediate impact on these children's lives who basically see no other option. And then when they're faced with, okay, we can either have nothing, be hungry, not have the latest gear, whatever the case is, whatever it is that they're striving to achieve, you know, or you know, or we can go this quick route and get it. We can go shoot somebody up. We can go take what somebody else has. Another thing is we've got to figure out, why are we so driven by material things?
Mm.
You know
Wow,
what I mean?
wow.
We've got 12-year-olds walking around with $1,300 iPhones, haven't had to work a day in their lives, and you got the same phone as me. Like,
Right, right, right. What are we doing? Well, so what kind of example are we as adults setting for the children? When
absolutely.
you can get a $1,200 iPhone and you don't go to school,
You
you
don't have to
don't do
do anything. You
your
don't even
grades are
have to
crap.
maintain a
Yeah,
good GPA.
right, right, right. You don't have chores to do in the household. You don't do anything. So, but part of that is, you know, I mean, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound real crazy, but we're in 2021. That means the crackheads' babies are having babies, and they were never counseled. They never had that treatment, if you will. They were never loved, right? So
Right.
now
Yeah.
you got babies having babies, and then they're trying to do and give their children everything that they didn't have, or show them the things they didn't have from a gadget standpoint, from a
Well,
I-
just from everything.
right, from everything,
From
Right.
everything. But what we're not consistently showing them is the work ethic that goes behind obtaining those things.
All right, one second, real quick. I'm adding to our my illustrious guest list, Dr. James Hassel.
Yo, what's
What's
up?
up?
Let me
We got
fix this camera. I don't like
uh-oh,
it.
fix your camera. Mo, go ahead, finish talking about your blog post, and he's gonna fix his camera while he's on mute.
No, I was just saying, in trying to, I guess, make it better for our children. And I don't have children, but I have children in my life that I have influence over. So in trying to make it better for them, or give them the things that we didn't have, or the generations before us didn't have, we've got to also make sure that we're instilling in them what it takes to obtain those things. You know what I mean? So work ethic, patience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be able to go out. It's nice. It's fine that you want a Mercedes or whatever fancy car you want, but there's also nothing wrong with having to work for it and wait until you can get it. You know what I'm saying? You just because you want it right now doesn't mean you need it right now, and that you have to have it right now. And if you don't get it, that's fine too. It doesn't make you lesser.
Everything we do is a microwave society, though, right?
Absolutely.
So, I want my food right now. I can put it in the microwave. I can go and get fast food, which is unhealthy for us, right? So, what's up, doctor? I know you're ready to say something. So
no, I'm trying to figure out what y'all talking about. So, give me a minute to ease in.
So I'm gonna ease you in. Mo wrote this.
I feel like I walked in on a grown conversation, conversation.
It is a grown folk conversation right now, because we're talking about. She wrote a blog this morning. And the blog post was basically, it's a call to boycott, but what do you do when we're the problem? And it's a call to the Black community, talking about the death of young Dolph, who was killed by Black men, talking about the shootings that are happening. Look, we had this conversation about, what's going on up in Newburgh, New York, with the kids up there shooting. So, who do you boycott when we're the problem? And then, what happened to our community? There was a time where, if you were a young head running the streets, and this from growing up, and you probably know this now, I don't know if the drug dealers still take the guys to the side that have potential and say, hey, man, you're not going to be on the street. You need to get out of here. I don't know, because back when we were growing up, they did that, right?
No, there's no such thing as OGs anymore.
Is that what the problem is?
Yeah, the young brothers, they don't listen to anybody. And you can hear the OGs, saying it. Like, yo, these young boys, they're reckless. They got no home training, and of course, it's kind of hypocritical, because they selling death, right. And it's a funny thing, because I read some commentary on this whole thing, on the killing of this rapper, but the bottom line is that the pink elephant or the 600-pound gorilla in the room is, what was he singing about? What was his songs about? And what he was perpetrating on the streets is what came to him. He spoke death.
Right. His lyrics, I can't even repeat some of his lyrics, but one of his one song, 100 shots, 100 shots. How the F you miss a whole 100 shots? I mean,
right. Well, they didn't see. And again, is it life imitating art?
Or is art
imitating life? And they want to tell you that my art is just the truth of the streets, but it don't have to be that way. And I remember when hip hop was battling between the woke and conscientious ones, like the De La Souls and all of them, and it was a soulful musicality about them, but gangster rap won. Who made that decision?
Right. So Mo, in contrast with what you're saying, Eric, how your book, Lifestruction, how could we use that book in the community to help our community overcome some of its issues, I hate to say problems, but they're problems, right? We know we have problems. So how do we deal with that? And then talk about your book a little bit and how you would use that book to help.
Well, like Mo said, you have people that, they were out and, doing their thing, chasing that addiction, and they neglected their kids for so long. So, you had these kids that either had grandma or auntie or whoever, someone older that was raising these kids. And, you could tell your grandma or your auntie, I'm going to stay with Dante. Dante's supposed to be my good friend. He comes from a good family, but in all reality, I was going out running the streets, and long as you came home at least an hour later than what they told you to be in the house, you never got, fussed at about it. But that's how a lot of these kids, they start going down the wrong track. And at the same time, you know, we, speaking from experience, you know, I've seen so many people that have, you know, been in the same, you know, predicament as myself, you know, and you get clean and then you try to buy your kids love, you know, like Mo was saying earlier. And you can't do that because I've seen so many people, they go back out because once you stop spending the money, then the kids start disrespecting you again. And then you start having a pity party in yourself. So me personally, you know, you have to build a relationship with these kids. You know, first of all, you know, because if you already then accepted me for my wrongdoing and you're giving me a second chance to bond with you, then we should be able to call each other out on our wrongs and hold each other accountable. But that's not what we're seeing today. You know, we're not seeing that today. You know, you have these kids that are very disrespectful. You know, soon as you say something to them to correct them, you know, like, you know, who the F you think you are, you old crackhead or whatever, you know, they lose all respect for you.
Right.
Wow. And here's the thing, you know, some of these kids are terrified. Yo, I'm terrified to talk, because you don't know how they're going to react for you saying something. Because I don't want to get shot trying to help. I don't want to get shot trying to help you.
Right.
I hate to say so. Now, some people say black people ain't got nothing else to reach for. Yeah, so materialism, jealousy, ignorance, disregard for life. Yeah, they do have a hard disregard for life. Now, Haas and Lorenzo, I'm going to get you guys to chime in too. Now, you're in Yonkers, New York. Now, Yonkers is a real city compared to Scarsdale. Who
lives in Scarsdale?
Yo, Mo was like, I'm from New York, but
I did not say I was from New York.
From Westchester. She said Westchester.
That's what my wife say. That's what my wife say. That's what bougie folks say when they from you know, suburbs. I'm from Westchester. It sounds.
Actually, Atlanta is home for me. I said we lived in New York for a little while. That's all I said.
You lived in Scarsdale.
Okay, I lived in
Scarsdale.
You.
God bless you. God bless you.
I was like,
I have to drive around that town.
Hysterical.
Yeah. Well, I lived in Scarsdale, but I spent my summers down the street from where Young Dolph got shot. So
in Memphis,
you know, which is kind of another thing that always intrigues me about us as a people. We usually can kind of dibble and dabble in both worlds.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we all have a cousin, a friend, or somebody.
Code switch, yeah.
You know what I mean? We can kind of go back and forth, and then that presents a challenge as well, because I think we can relate to what some people are going through, but then we can also relate to, you know, overcoming those things.
Mm-hmm. So my man Tito, who lives in South Carolina, you know, he put in here a comment: black people ain't got nothing else to reach for. I don't like that, because we have a lot to reach for. We have all the potential in the world. I mean, if you look at everything that we have contributed to this society, from going all the way back to the black inventors, even coming up to 2023, with how we impact culture, we have a lot to reach for. The problem is, have we shown them that you have to work for what you want?
Exactly.
Where's the work? You know, we don't glorify. We talk bad about the preacher. We talk bad about the guy that's in school, the smart guy that's carrying around books. You know, we talk bad about the young lady who's trying to save herself for something better, right? Who's doing well in school, who's not fast, who's not running around with all the boys in school. You know, we talk bad about, you know, quote unquote, the quote unquote nerd. But the rapper gets all the respect, the drug dealer gets all the respect. That's backwards.
Yeah,
that's ass backwards.
Yeah, it is.
It's bad, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I guess I don't understand I don't understand what happened to our community. I don't understand how we glorify.
I think it's a failure in value systems, and I think it's something. If you look at it from 30,000 feet, and you realize that Nigerians and Caribbean blacks who are not from here can come here and flourish. And why is that? Is there something about being a native African American and the culture and the mindset? Again, I talk about this book often. Joy, what's her name? Joy DeGruy, about post-traumatic slave syndrome, and how she talks about those who were not raised in and under the influence of people who were slaves. Their communities, their families respond differently, and that there is a PTSD that many in our community are dealing with. In addition to Willie Lynch principles, these things are so deeply ingrained in us that we don't affirm greatness unless someone outside affirms it. And that kind of power means that those who are picking, and this goes back to what I was saying, who chose gangster rap to win the war? It wasn't us.
Right.
It was the distributors of the music.
The record companies who were mainly owned by old white men.
Right. And their agenda was, do I put KRS-One as their model?
Right.
Highly intelligent lyrical master, or do I, and I mean, no pun intended, do I give it to Eazy-E and Dr. Dre, shoot 'em up?
Right. That's when it happened, though. We can almost pinpoint when it happened. When hip hop was first coming out, and we're all of a certain age. Where we were there when it happened, right? So we know when the Backpackers came in. We know when PE was popular and Chuck D with that conscious and
that's when it shifted.
And self-destruction.
Public Enemy, Public Enemy scared the whole world.
Correct. They scared everyone. They were scared to death.
But what I'm saying is that that we allow other people to tell us who to clap for,
right?
Instead of clapping for who we really like,
right?
And that's a dangerous place to be. And I think it may seem oversimple, but the truth is that our family structure has been totally disintegrated, and even the connection and the value of our faith in our communities has been underrated. And I mean, I'm not talking like a sad preacher, because my church is not failing. No. And we're raising children in faith, hope, and love, which I think they need. And that if we're going to touch these kids, we have to give them a home away from those toxic homes, like we had when we were growing up. And that, me and Renzo, and we used to play. We'd be at a church till 4 a.m. at a church playing ball or playing music. Right. Me and Dante, we'd be at somebody's church that was open. But now the churches, they barely open on Sunday.
Right. Well, and by the way, we're talking pre-pandemic also.
Yeah.
We ain't talking because of the pandemic. We talking pre-pandemic. They were barely open on Sundays because, they didn't want to be there, or there's nobody there to open them because the churches have kind of just.
Our children need that. Our children need away from home. They need some people who care. They need some people with some patience, and they need somebody with some gumption. Now, I'm gonna say it that way, instead of being crass, but they need somebody with some confidence and some cojones that can stand up to them. And
Mo ready to put her finger up. She ready to do the whole church.
I have a question though. I like what you just said, and I agree. We definitely have got to invest. Invest our time, our resources, financial and otherwise, back into these kids. But I think something else we have to consider is, like you said, who we allowed people to tell us who to clap for. So we've got to be the ones who change that. And I think a big problem that we have is I'm trying to think of how I want to say this.
Well, it's Dante's show. You can say it any way you want.
You can say anything you want to say. Yeah. That's why Eric came up here. He was like, we can curse on your show.
At what point, though, y'all are crazy. At what point do we stop waiting for them non-African Americans to be the one to make the decision that we need to change that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had one person respond to my blog, and you know, it frustrates me because I get it. Okay, got it. We were slaves, and you know, I know what we came from. We all know that. We all know that. But how long are we going to wait for the 40 acres? And if they give us the 40 acres tomorrow, what are we going to do with it?
Do you know what to do?
Do we know what to do with it? And I just think it's asinine for us to continue to wait for the very people who we blame for being in this situation to fix it for us.
Oh my God!
Like
that would be asinine.
Yo, that's
asinine.
And
Farrakhan says that. Malcolm X said it. You know. You can't expect them to do that because that means they lose power they already have.
Absolutely.
And so what I'm saying is, I think one solution and one answer to your question, Mo, is this: that we have to stop assuming that blackness is monolithic.
Man, yo, say that again. Please say that again.
That we are not all the same.
Nope.
We don't have, regionally, we don't have the same issues and community. I think that if we can identify in our own families, and this is really how I believe, because I believe family was the way God created the world. He created it for families, that the church came out the family, the community came out of the church, but it all started with the family. And if I get to understand that my family is my responsibility, my family
Absolutely.
flourishing and prospering is my responsibility. And if I choose to do business with families that are connected to my family, then a community is formed.
Yo, it is. But see, now it goes back right to hold on one second. Go ahead and take this because I hold on one second.
Yeah, I see what Claudette said. Oh, he muted us on his call.
I'm sorry.
He muted him. Sorry.
I muted myself. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to take that out. I'm not muted now. My brother's screaming that I'm muted, but I'm not muted. So I was saying, when you say blacks are not monolithic, I think part of the political party structure, it drives me nuts because they think that all blacks think alike, right? So we deal with that. We deal with that piece in even within our community. So because a lot of people think that we're monolithic, that we all think the same, we need the same thing, that we do the same thing, that we act the same, that we walk the same, that we eat the same. It is literally part of how Americans treat us, how America treats us, which I think is crazy.
First of all, the principle of whiteness didn't exist until 1960. There wasn't black, white, Hispanic. That whole line was driven to drive a message across. And I get it. That's how they became the majority again. I don't know how somebody can look in my face and call me black. I'm brown.
Right. From the boogie down. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I had to get that KRS lyric in there.
I'm saying, but what is the point of that? Is to say, if they told you you were black and you identified with what they called you.
I don't know, but I'd rather be called black than African American sometimes.
I'm saying either way, the definition, it's a social structure. It benefits them. So how about me call myself a Hassel? That's my last name. That's the name my father gave me. My cousins, my children, all of us. What we doing? Yo, we're making a difference. We're using our gifts and our talents. We're developing it. We're building businesses. We're doing all those things so that we can have our level of prosperity and leave it to our children. Our faith is a huge part of it. That's the choices we make. And families who are around me, that's the influence I put. I do business with black business or brown business, whatever you want to call them. I do that with my friends. We make those deals while we on the road. That's what we do.
But isn't that your community, though? Isn't that community? Would you consider that community?
I'm not necessarily community with someone who lives next door to me.
Right. It's the people that you tend to deal with all the time is your community. the people that you're around. The people that you're around is your community. So and I'm sorry for calling you E on here. Eric, Mr. Winfield.
E, what up, E?
It's always E, man.
It's always been E. So we talked about Mo's blog. We talked about life structure a little bit, but tell your story, man. Give us some background on your story so we know, and we can get these people, get the book into the hands of the folks. And then I'm gonna get back to this because Claudette just made a point on here, saying that we only validate ourselves when we are told by white people what we're worth, and that's a deep statement. That's a hard statement to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
validation. White validation.
It's somewhat true. It's a principle. Go ahead, Eric E.
Yeah. For me, I'm kind of the opposite of what we were speaking of earlier. I came from a home where, I had the mom and father. Both parents in the house. Neither one of them were drinkers, druggers, didn't smoke cigarettes or nothing. But for me, I just got caught up in the people pleasing, early on in life. And pretty much in high school, I was that popular guy that everybody wanted to hang around, basically before about 10, 15 days before I turned 16 and got my license. I already had a car in the yard. So I pretty much grew up, getting what I wanted. But once I graduated and moved from the little town I was in to the city, now I'm trying to fit in, So basically now it goes to pretty much, if you want to hang with us, try this, try this. And, before I knew it, a year or so down the road, heroin was my best friend.
Oh, man.
And it basically took me, 10 years, to figure out that wasn't the life for me. But kind of going with Mo's blog, I was the guy, I boycotted family, because basically if I didn't have what I needed on the inside of me, I don't care if it was a funeral or what it was, I wasn't going. I stayed away from around everybody, but at the same time, it just took me to hit my lowest point in life. And basically I moved from Virginia to Arizona, didn't know a soul here, and I just made up my mind, got on the Greyhound bus, and basically 2 days and a half to come out here, and I just made up my mind I was going to change my life. It was no ifs and buts about it. I never thought about really using again, but in the past 18, that was in 2003. And in the past 18 years, when I say the title of my book, Life Structure, it means I had to rebuild everything. I had to build respect. I had to rebuild, bonds and relationships that I had broken. My credit was tore up. I had lost everything. So basically, Life Structure is all about, basically if you suffer from low self-esteem, depression, domestic abuse, stronghold of addiction, whatever. Basically, I just give tools in the book about how to, rebuild your life. So many people, they get caught up thinking that, well, I'm 40, I'm 50, I've been doing this all my life, it's too late, and that's, that negative mindset that makes you think that, So basically, I just try to, inspire people today to let them know that, as long as you have a heartbeat, it's never too late, to change yourself. And what we were talking about earlier, I saw someone say, there's nothing else left for change or something like that. And a lot of times for us, when we're trying to do change, we share it with the wrong person. And that's what happens. A lot of times we share it with the wrong person, and they'll suck your whole, all of the inspiration you had for something that you want to do, they'll suck it out of you. Like I come from a little small town, and I've been trying to reach out to some of my brothers. I'm like, hey, we all, we doing pretty good now. That old rec center that we had, that thing is tore up. But between all of us, we could put together and we can bring a change to this building. there's no reason that our kids in our own neighborhood don't have a pool, and they have to go like 15 miles away to go to a pool during the summertime. We should be able to bring change to this place. But a lot of people are not, they're not strong and into investing to make change. So, like you said, but they get mad when you reach out to some white investors and be like, well, hey, we need to bring change to this community. Like Doctor said, these kids should have resources. They should have a gym to go to. They should have, different stuff to do. That's why these kids are getting into trouble, because they don't have nothing in their neighborhood to do. Who can change that? Only us. But we get mad when the white man comes into the neighborhood and he builds all of these buildings up.
What's beautiful about what you said is, and I challenge my people, my team. It's like, yo, who gave us those centers? Who gave us that basketball court? Who provided that? It was our parents' parents.
Right.
That wasn't magically built out of somewhere. Somebody in the black community cared enough back in the 60s to build that stuff for us. And so here's our chance to do something great the same way. And we have to decide to do that.
Right. Yeah.
And it made a difference in my life. It made a huge difference in my life. And in my children's life.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to believe that we're worth investing in too. So I give you an example. Deion Sanders has America going crazy about HBCU football. I mean, it's just all eyes are on HBCU football right now. I mean, that's an opportunity for us. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly what that opportunity looks like, but HBCUs are something that belong to us.
That's us.
You know what I mean? That's something we can invest in right now. And what we don't have to do is make it look like the NFL or the SEC. We can make it look exactly. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. But there are things, and I don't know a lot about football, but I do know that's ours. And what we need to be doing is figuring out how to, capitalize off of that versus allowing a white investor or white teams or whoever, whatever, to come in and capitalize off of that. And I see it going in that direction. And then just like you just said, Eric, as soon as some white people decide, well, we want to take HBCU football to the next level, then we'll say, well, that was racism. No, there's plenty of black people that can pool their resources right now and turn HBCU football into something.
Well, it's not even look, what you just said is very important, right? We have this conversation about gentrification all the time, and I tell people the only reason why some people are able to come into your communities and buy up your communities is because you won't do it. If you because there are resources out there for you to do it, but we have all made decisions. I don't live in New York. I don't live in Newburgh, where I grew up at. And that was a conscious choice that I made. But I can't sit here in Charlotte or when I was in Scottsdale or when I lived in Jersey City, even though it was an hour away from Newburgh, to say, oh, they're gentrifying my old neighborhood. Well, you made a decision not to live there. Don't be mad.
Gentrification
it's more than that.
Does not start at the purchase of those properties and the development deals. The gentrification starts, and they said this on Inside Man, that Denzel Washington and Jodie Foster, they're sitting on the bench outside the courtroom, and Jodie Foster says to Denzel's character, she says, see, we find blood on the ground and we buy real estate. They told you the secrets in your entertainment.
Right.
That when you see a proliferation of bloodshed, the blood of Abel on the ground crying out, it is depreciating the real estate. It's depreciating the a non replenishable resource is depreciating. That's not supposed to happen. The only way they can depreciate it is through violence and pumping guns and drugs into a community so that they can devalue the property, buy it up for cheap, and then redevelop it for the middle class. That's what gentrification means.
Exactly what it means. So when they're doing all this shooting up Renzo, like we were talking about the other day, they shooting up Lander Street, they shooting up First Street, they shooting up South Street.
Then they'll buy it up.
They'll buy it up because they're shooting it up.
Shoot it up, board it
up, buy it up,
build it up.
Right. Because they all have perfect, Eric, when I tell you that all these streets going all the way down South Street have perfect views of the Hudson River, it's absolutely crazy.
It's gorgeous. I lived on Forsyth, so I was 2 blocks from the river. I know it.
Right. It's absolutely the big Victorian homes. The Victorian homes, the old school brick Victorian homes up there.
Mm-hmm.
That 20 years ago you could have bought for $50,000 because they were in such disrepair. Now $700,000-$800,000 easily.
And the same thing happened in Harlem.
Right.
Same thing happened in Yonkers.
In DC.
DC. It is what it is. And once we get it, of course, we want the bloodshed to stop because it's usually our kids that are the ones suffering from it. But the truth is that if we can prepare our people to be middle class, then gentrification just means they fixing up the houses for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So from a financial standpoint, Renzo, what are you doing financially from a financial standpoint? How can your products or your expertise help people get prepared to and I've kind of moved this conversation along a little bit to help them get to the standpoint where they can become homeowners. They can or they can get a job working with you. How do you train them for them to be licensed to become middle class? How do you train them for that?
Well, first of all, I've enjoyed this whole segment, just sitting back and really being a sponge out, from all of the knowledge that has been put on the table so far. And I must digress just a bit. Look at the doctor; he's steadily doing stuff.
No, I didn't. I got jealous of your background, so I had to make mine look.
Yo, when I saw his background earlier, I was hot. I was like, first off, you make Richmond, Virginia look good, and we know Richmond don't look that good.
No, there's some stuff in Richmond going on right now that's making it look good. But I wanted to tap in on some of the other things that were said, from the start. I can remember, being in college and listening to Chris Rock stand-up comedy, right? And one of the things that he said, I laughed at it the first time, but then when I watched it again, it made me have those Arsenio Hall moments. Who's more racist, white people or black people? I don't know if y'all heard that. And he said, black people. Why? Because we hate black people too.
Chris.
You know what I'm saying? So, those type of things, it makes you kind of look at, who's this down the street from me that's causing havoc every day as I'm going to work? You know what I'm saying? To work for mine and everything like that. He said, they'll come in and break in your house and steal your TV and then come back the next day and knock on your door and say, I heard you got robbed. You know what I'm saying? So it makes you take a look at, what's actually going on. We touched on, resources. Us playing ball till 4:00 in the morning and I used to love those weekends. Even after school, coming home, my parents allowed me to, go down the hill to Pizza King on Broadway, J&F or Stella's and stuff like that. We used to sit down and do our homework in the spot and then jump on Mortal Kombat arcade and then run around the corner to the Y or Glenn's,
Glenn Hines, the center?
Glenn Hines.
Yeah.
And ball out until it was closed and then walk home.
Or go up to the ankle breaker and kill yourself. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, I really miss those type of, time frames because now when I actually got a chance to work in the school system and to now go from seeing what it was like to grow up in our neighborhood, born on North Miller, played all through J-Way and everything like that. But then my mom and dad moved slightly out of the city, right? But it was close enough that all I had to do was walk down the hill to be a part of the city.
Right.
To now working in the school district, which I don't do that now, but working in a school district where I'm talking with kids on a daily basis about what they don't have. Like they'll come to school just to get a meal and then go back to the block. Right? I had a young man who came to me was talking about hip hop, and we touched on KRS. Okay, who is KRS? A straight lyrical artist who's talking about positivity in our neighborhoods, and so he based his startup on that. Now he's starting to send me some stuff about him being in that limelight. You know, it's dropping the seeds into our young men and women that's out here that's coming up that they don't get no seeds put into them at home.
You know, right. I was ready to be sloppy and say you should have told your boy to listen to KRS a little more too, but I'm gonna leave that alone. We ain't naming no names. Don't name no names. Don't name no names. We want problems.
But to fall all the way forward, it's like Dre just said, it's a mindset change. He had touched on he got mad, and I say mad because he made a decision to change things in his life. Right? I had to do the same thing. I had to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? I worked.
You made a decision.
Yep.
Hassan made a decision. Eric made a decision. Mo made a decision. I made a decision.
Right.
It's what are your options?
Right.
And then what are you going to decide? What do you buy into? What are you buying into? And what is it going to cost you once you buy into it?
Right. So I'm out here now trying to educate our people on generational wealth. Right? Generational wealth. How do you obtain it? How do you even go about it? One of the ways that's being put out there on the platform is life insurance. There's annuities. It's Roth IRAs. So we're giving the opportunity of, hey, listen, you can come aboard and be a licensed agent for your state, your home state, and the states connected to every other state that's over here. We train you, we coach you, and you can go ahead and get it done. You have people out here who started out really rough that are now making 6-7 figures easy.
And life insurance.
And see, I like what Dre said in the comments, and because that's actually what I was thinking. I think one of the solutions is something that they did during the Reconstruction after the Civil War, and then again after the 1918 pandemic. That our black communities, we decided to go and start what we were looking for, meaning that I'm not going to try to rehabilitate a community like south side of Chicago. I'm not doing it. I'm going to go somewhere, buy a plot of land, and build a community. This is what Kanye, this is what all of those those stars are talking about now, buying these big plot of lands and creating the kind of communities we're looking for. I think it's utopian. I think it's idealistic. But I do think that there's some value in being able to shape a government, shape an environment, an atmosphere that businesses are flourishing. People are, they're getting their insurance from their own community. They're getting their meat from their own community. They're going grocery shopping in things that are owned in their own community and barter in a very tight-knit community like Curious Joel and
Did you say Curious George?
I almost said it.
How know you?
That's the only way I remember how to say it. But like the Jewish community, it's tight, and they live within 2 miles. They have to live within 2 miles of their synagogue, which forces them to be a community. But it's faith based.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That New Birth in Atlanta is that kind of community. They buy into this mega church thing, and I know people hate it, but those mega churches form communities that have greater resources and are able to do the kind of things that we imagine to do.
And listen, case in point, you mega churches, mega ministry, right? One of the things that I'm a part of at our ministry is a program that we do. The men have connected to, and it's called the 100-man read, right? So it's 100 men that go into 4 different elementary schools for about two hours. Pre-pandemic, right? We sit and read to these kids who probably don't get the deep male voice of a man at home, but it makes a difference in their life because, oh wait, when are they coming again? And did we get a chance to just sit with these little kids and talk to them and hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Someone said I want to be a business owner. Oh, really? Where'd you get that idea from?
That's deep because they see men. They see a positive role model. They see a father figure. I think your second blog post, Mo, was about King Richard without giving away any spoilers, but the effect. And has everyone seen King Richard already? Has everyone watched that? Renzo, did you watch the movie yet?
I did.
Come on, man. We're going to have to take you.
Well, it's a good movie.
It's a great movie. Yeah. And even those of us that knew or were seeing his flaws on blast in the media for years, what he did for his children, for his family, you can't say enough about. He made sure that he groomed them to be stars. He groomed them to be champions. He groomed them to be business women. He groomed them to be strong people, strong Black women, to understand their worth.
And this is why I said, Dante, that it really starts at the family level.
Right.
Absolutely. And my children, are a perfect example of if you just focus on your kids, you've made a difference. And then any other kid that comes into your presence, they know that if you're in his presence, he's gonna treat you like one of his kids.
Right.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I didn't tell you this. So last week I was in Hampton. I was at Hampton at the festival, and Evan was playing. Evan Rainey. For those that don't know, we got a long list of people that hang out with us. But Evan Rainey was playing. When he came off stage, I went and saw him in the hall. He was like, "Yo, what's up?" And then he was, we were talking, and his boys came by, and he was like, "Yo, this is Hassel's brother," and they were like, "Oh, Hassel," I was like, man, but I've seen that happen before. The impact that you have on young men that come to your church, that hang around your son, but how you treat them. How you treat them. They had and they got kids, and they, but they've grown up to know that, hey, this is what I need to do. This is who I need to be. That, Hassel is that dude in Yonkers. Hassel is that guy. Eric out in Phoenix, I'm
trying to get to Phoenix.
Listen.
Trying to get there for 6 months now.
We gotta go. We gotta go out there. What's the weather like there today, Eric? I want to be jealous real quick. What's the weather like today?
About 70.
That's crazy. I hate you. I hate every bit of you.
Well, I'll just tell you, Eric, it ain't 70 degrees in New York.
It ain't 70 in Richmond either.
Right.
Yeah, I know it.
Man.
Let me add
having a conversation with these kids.
Here he is.
My mentor.
Maury, I had some today. I'm the only one eating it.
Yo, we live. We're live on the internet.
Yo,
that's my father in the ministry.
I was sitting backstage so long, I didn't think y'all saw me. I was like, I'm
that's
backstage.
My father in the ministry. He just came on.
That? Huh?
That's my father in the ministry that just came on.
My household is crazy right now, bro. My granddaughter's grabbing my leg, fussing because I'm not really paying attention to her. Hear her? You hear her fussing at me?
Yeah, I hear her.
God.
Tell her no cussing on.
I just wanted to just, because I said I would get on. I said, let me get on real quick and say what's up.
Well, Dante left when you came on.
Huh?
So if I was in charge, and this was my show,
I've just been giving.
I'd be talking about whether.
Okay, Maureen, I'm going in the studio.
Lord have mercy. I'll be talking about whether LeBron hit him in the face on purpose. That's what I want to talk about, but this ain't my show.
Yeah, we can definitely touch on that.
Yeah, I saw him bite his lip when he hit my man in the face. He said, like that.
You saw that? What camera angle was that?
From under the basket.
For real?
No lie. Where my phone? I'm sorry. I know y'all. I'm just doing this to get on Dante's nerves since he's not in his chair. He left the kids in charge. Here you come. So the prolific issue of desegregation is
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh man.
I don't even want to know what y'all laughing at.
Just saying.
Oh my God.
All right, so
wait. Watch when he hit him in the mouth. Watch his face. You saw him bite his lip?
Yo, y'all sound real crazy to me right now.
You saw it? You saw it?
Yeah, I do see a little something. I see the beard get tight.
Yeah, he's like, I was like, yo, you did that on purpose, kid. Anyhow.
Y'all play too much. So
I was talking about LeBron, that he bit his lip when he hit the dude in the mouth, in the eye.
First off, let that go, man.
I'm just saying. I saw the video.
Yeah, I saw it too. LeBron made a choice that night.
He sure did. He touched him right in the eye.
But let me talk about Isaiah Stewart real quick, because and the guy that he hit, he's more famous now for having a bleeding eye and kind of showing off.
Yesterday's price is not
today's price. But here's the problem: if he really wanted to take a swing at LeBron, he would have taken a swing at him right then and there. He waited until all his teammates came around to hold him back, and for that you get a donkey of the day. You gonna fight? Go ahead, go ahead and hit him right there. I know, Mo. We shouldn't be talking about violence. I know. We just finished talking about not being violent, but first of all, they all millionaires. They're not really gonna fight anyway. It's all a show. You ain't. Now, imagine this. Think about this. Talk about finances. And I know we've switched gears totally, right? LeBron's suspension cost him $284,000. That's one game check.
$2.84, not fine.
$284,000. Whereas Stewart's 2-game suspension cost him $45,000. Think about that disparity.
Wow.
Think about that disparity.
Wow.
Can you imagine? It's crazy. It's crazy. So Mo, any last thoughts? I'm gonna let you and Eric go right now, because the rest of the Deacon board is showing up, and
it looks like
I know you wanted to tip out.
Control.
You wanted to tip out before we got out of control. So
I'm about to do the same thing. I'm gonna do the
no, you're not. Oh no, you're not.
No, I just really want to thank you, because again, like I said, that was my first blog post ever. So, for me to be invited by someone that doesn't know me, it's one thing when people who know you and have known you a long time say, hey, you can write, or, you have a voice. But for someone to experience something that I wrote for the first time and then invite me to be a part of his show, I really appreciate it. And it was just confirmation for me that this is the direction I probably need to at least keep going in for a little while longer, and just see where, what happens and what kind of impact I can make. So I really appreciate the opportunity.
And I thank you for writing it, because
this one right here, right?
Yes, that one right
yes.
here.
That's it.
Yes, that's it right there.
Mo.
We already had it up on the screen earlier, but
Mo Ingram.
You have
Mo
to,
Ingram.
You have to continue writing, and her website is therandomblogspot.com. Therandomblogspot.com. I'm going to put it in the chat here. Listen, it made sense.
And I'll just say this one last thing about the post I wrote today.
You are preaching on this thing right here.
Thank you.
No, listen,
materialism, jealousy, ignorance, disregard for life, indifference to consequences, crab in a barrel mindset, selfishness, non-existent, or misplaced values. Yo, girl, that's what I'm talking about.
Man, what's your cash at?
Prophetic truth.
Well, you said something earlier. Two of you guys actually started talking about it when you were reminiscing about, just what you used to be able to do in the neighborhood, even in the dark. We stayed out until the street lights came on. But I think the difference, back then, your mom could have told me that I was out of order without my mom having a problem with your mom telling me that I'm out of order.
That's it.
We don't have that anymore. We've got parents defending children in complete foolishness. Like a couple of days after the young Dolph murder, we had 2 young men here in the metropolitan Atlanta area, high school, maybe like juniors or seniors, but like star athletes on the basketball team in North Atlanta. They rolled up on somebody in their dad's Porsche and killed him.
For what?
Drug deal gone wrong. So suburban drug dealer trying to sell suburban kids something, and it went wrong. You rolled up in a Porsche. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? There's no boundaries now. I don't remember which one of you guys said it earlier, but like, some of these kids, y'all aren't even street kids. Like, you haven't had to struggle. If you can roll up in a Porsche and kill somebody, come on now. Like, we got to figure this thing out. Out.
I mean, it starts at home, but and the problem is, just like a lot of people gonna have problems. When grandma is 29 and great grandma is 50, there's no. I mean, what do you do? What do you really do?
What do you do?
What do you do when some of the problems that ail us as a community are inflicted by us? What do you do? How do you that goes back to the main question. Who do you boycott? Who do you boycott when we're the problem?
Well, I think one of the answers, and then I'm going to tip out after this, but Mr. Howard over there said earlier, we won't even talk. I'm not going to go into the Battle of the HU thing. We know who won the Battle of the HUs, but that's another show. But
isn't it HU and HI?
Well, listen. The I is where the excellence began, sir. So I'm not ashamed of that.
Oh, she came back.
I'm not ashamed of the I.
She came back quick.
Not ashamed of the I at all. Not ashamed of the I at all.
It's all good. It's all love. I like Hampton.
I do. I like Howard too. I do. I absolutely do.
Your friend is in the chat room right now. Half of her like Howard, half of her like Hampton, because she went to both. So she's struggling. She's struggling.
No, she likes Hampton a little more, I'm sure. But seriously, one thing that you said about and it kind of reminded me of something that I said in my blog is, whatever we're gonna do, you gotta pick the one thing that you can do, that lane, and you just gotta drive until the wheels fall off in that one lane.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that may mean, like you said, we're not all the same. You know what I'm saying? So it may mean that, you have to operate in your community, whatever that is. You got to raise your kids right. That's the one thing that you can do, and just keep driving until the wheels fall off in that category. For someone else, it may be like Eric sharing your story and how you were able, to bounce back from the choices that you made. You know what I mean? We've all got to pick that one thing and just focus on that. And maybe the answer is not, what I definitely don't believe is the answer is to focus all on waiting for white people to give us something. They're not giving it to us. It's a wrap.
No way.
You want to talk about children, raising children right? Wyatt has a house full of geniuses.
A house full of geniuses.
A house full. He got a starting basketball team and a starting baseball team at the same time. So, why? They're geniuses.
Dope, but you raise them different.
Right.
You raise them different.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're gonna take care of you in your old age, Pop.
He gonna say they better. We can't hear you, Wiz. I see. And first of all, we call him Wiz because he's a tech genius, and he probably has a mic. He probably has a surround microphone all around his head that he can't get to work right now because he don't know which one to put on.
That studio alone is crazy.
He's gonna join in. No, Mo, I appreciate you joining us, Mo Ingram. The Random Blog Spot. Listen, go read her blog right now. It's in the comments. It's in there. You can click on the link. Go check her out. Hopefully she'll have her professional Facebook page up soon, the Random Blog Spot on Facebook, so you can see all her blogs there.
Working on it.
Yeah, man, listen, it was a joy having you. It was a joy speaking with you today. I appreciate you. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys. Nice to meet everybody.
You,
all right.
You family.
You family now.
Already.
You family now.
Thank you. Scarsdale for life.
Wow.
What's the gang sign?
The gang sign.
I don't get out of here. I'm tipping out on that note. I'm tipping out. Good
have
night.
a good one. Thank you. Good night. So, Eric Winfield, man, are you gonna hang around with us while we talk about some other random topics, or I want to? If not, I'm gonna give you a chance to say what you need to say about life structure, and we're not gonna get too crazy. The bishop is on, so I can't get too crazy, you know.
Yeah, I'll speak real quick and then I'll slide out. My belly, I'm real hungry, dude. I worked today and ran straight in. So
yeah, you did. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you for having me. You know, one of the things that she was talking right at the end that she said about, you know, changing and being willing to change, and that's one of my favorite chapters in my book. Basically, I talk about how a lot of times when you have something on the inside of you that you want to birth, you know, whether it's go back to school, start a business, or, you know, just clean your act up. But, you know, it's just like it takes God to short circuit, you know, the inside of you, basically where it brings you down, that you would just basically isolate yourself and have time to really, really think about how you want to bounce back. And a lot of people in life, you know, they ignore it. You know, because pretty much like for me, I got to the point, you know, first of all, I had a praying mother. So basically when I got all the way down to rock bottom and the wife had left me and I had nowhere else to go, I went back home to my mother, the last place you want to go.
Right.
And, you know, pretty much I was going out every day to do my dirt. But then she would start, you know, every morning, man, she would come to me with that oil because she knew I was going. She was like, come here, you know, and she was hitting me with the oil and praying. And the urge for me to get high, you know, it started to diminish more and more and more. And I just backed myself into a corner. I'm like, okay, it's time to make a change. You know, it's time for me to change. And, you know, a lot of people don't have that, you know, but then at the same time, you have some people, they want to change, but they don't have anyone to push them. So at the same time, they don't have the mindset that's strong enough to overpower the negatives. So they just resist the change.
Right.
You know, and then you're talking about your guy Wyatt here. You saw how, you know, he's a great father and how he has all of his kids doing great things. You know, when we grew up, and even now, if you come from a household like that, people call you weird. Oh, he don't let them come outside and play. You know, they can't do this and they can't do this. But when you look at them, everybody is doing something productive, you know, whether it's sports or playing instruments and stuff. But they end up being successful kids, you know, and a lot of inner city kids, you know, that come from the streets, they don't have that. So basically, you know, you're on your own and you have the streets that's talking to you. And then you have these things here that you can go on and Google some of the dumbest stuff, you know.
Oh my God.
And, you know, you look on, you know, you got the crate challenge and you got all this, you know, and people don't even have life insurance, you know, and you're breaking your arm, your leg, you know, and I'm like, come on, guys, you know, and that's what the world sees the black community as, ignorant. You know, anything that comes out that's ignorant, we're going to jump on it. And, you know, it hurts. You know, it hurts. And, you know, even for me, when I wrote my book, I introduced it to so many people that I know need it. You know, but just because I wrote a book and bounced back, you know, 18 years clean, but I don't have, you know, I talked about it on my podcast Monday night, just because I don't have the Eric Thomas, the Les Brown, the Tony Robbins story, that I'm on the big stage trying to tell you how to bring change to your life, I don't attract a lot of people, and it's a shame how we're living in a society now where you will pay somebody $300 to go, and sometimes it's not even motivational speaking because they're screaming the whole time. How can I pierce the inside of you and make you change? And you're screaming at me the whole time. You need to do this, you need to do that. And then you have someone that's like us, that I'm living proof that I changed my life, but at the same time, you want to accept change from me.
Well, one thing you have to know, and this is going to be it's not even a shameless plug. This is a truth. You have to know that your merchandise is good, that whoever you're supposed to reach, it's going to reach, whoever your village is, and your tribe is. And I say that because that is my brother's book, Dr. James Hassel. He wrote that book, My Merchandise is Good. This book right here, it tells you that who you're supposed to reach, you will reach.
Okay.
I need my son a copy of that, by the way.
Yeah, I need that too.
I'm gonna need that.
Well, you can go to my website and order it.
Nah, you talking about
ministries.com. I will sign it for you. I will sign it and send it.
Yeah, I want the signed copy.
Yeah, I want a signed copy too.
Yeah, you don't want it signed, you can get it from Amazon. But if you want it signed, just go to
I want to watch you sign it.
I'll bring it to you, Wiz. I'll bring it to you.
Hysterical. But
for that, though.
But Eric, your point is well taken. Your point is well taken and well received. But you're doing the work for yourself. And just so you know, even though I didn't have the same struggle as you. Right. The book touched me enough for me to read it and to recommend it to other people. And I'm sure that other people, because I saw the reviews of people that I'm sure you didn't know, that book touched them and they recommended it to other people. So it's hitting the community, the tribe that it's supposed to hit.
And it doesn't. And can I say this to you? I'm in the middle of a series on breakthroughs, and there's a passage of scripture in Proverbs 13, verse 12. And I'm not preaching. This is from the Message Bible, and it says that unrelenting disappointment will make your heart sick, or make you heart sick. But the second phrase says, but one sudden good break can turn your life around. That you were faithful enough to write your book and to put it in form. It's one person, just one person could, with the right connections and resources, could read that and catapult you to the level of a Les Brown or those that we just talked about. And what I'm saying is that you wrote quality. Trust that your tribe is going to appear. Don't get bored with what you made, because it's great work.
Yes, sir.
There you have it. There you have it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Man, we appreciate you joining us tonight, man. Lifestruction with Eric Winfield. You can get it on Amazon. The link is in the comments there. You guys can go grab that. We appreciate you, brother. God bless.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah, good deal. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
Oh, man, happy Thanksgiving.
Likewise.
Yeah, when I kick back up in the new year, I'm going to get you guys on my podcast.
Oh, man, we'll do it, man.
We're ready.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
I love it. I'm sitting in this chair all day, Dante.
And text me the link to his book, Dante.
Yep,
so
I'll get that to you right now, man. I'll do that to you right now.
Don't send me no Amazon link. I need the link so I can get the autograph copy.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll send you the Hassel Ministries link. That way he'll sign it.
Good deal.
All right, man. Be well.
All right, guys.
All right.
Peace. All right, so we're getting ready to shift gears right now. We got some family talk that we need to talk about. First off, so I'm gonna give like a 5-second countdown, because it's gonna get heated a little bit, and I'm getting ready to share my screen. I'm going to share something on this screen here.
Oh Lord.
And it's not gonna be bad. It's not gonna be bad, yo. I'm gonna share this, and when you see it. The Grammy nominations came out yesterday, and I have some questions.
This is for the gospel?
Yep.
Stop playing with me.
Nope.
There ain't a gospel record or Anthony Brown. Okay, Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown.
I don't even know who Dante Bowe is.
Dante Bowe is that thick voice dude from
from Maverick City?
Yeah, he sang on Rich Tolbert's record too.
So he has three songs on here.
Mm-hmm.
Best gospel performance song.
Voice of God, Mavericks, Chandler Moore. Wow.
What is
Right?
that? The name of the album?
The best gospel.
Oh, it's the song.
It's the song.
Okay, so let me speak my mind, because all right, so gospel music lost its identity. It lost its identity, and there was a rush to fill that gap. Snoop, Kanye, and now Maverick City. Everybody's trying to redefine gospel music with this kumbaya thing around, but Fred shut it down.
Fred,
shut
it
down.
Fred Hammond Sunday mornings. I was like, yo, I love that album. I wish they would have formatted the album a little bit differently because I don't like the live studio lives.
Yeah, that was confusing.
Album,
but the record, I literally was clapping. I said, Fred, let me tell you something. Frederick Douglass Hammond. I don't even know his middle name. I made up one. Thank you for this record. Thank you for renewing my faith in gospel music. Nothing against CCM. It's just it don't have enough melanin and naps in it for me.
but see, and here's the thing here. Right? When we went to best gospel album, okay, they did a little bit better. I mean, Jacqueline, all right. Tasha Cobbs, shout out to Kenny and Tasha. I'm not gonna say nothing about that. Maverick Music again in here. Jonathan McReynolds O'Malley, okay, and then CeCe Winans. You said something earlier. You said something earlier about, we clap for the people that they tell us to clap for.
And that's what they're doing right now.
That's what they did there. Because I'm going to tell you that I enjoyed Kevin Lemon's album. I thought that was a dope gospel album. It's not up there. Who else had a dope gospel album out last year?
Ricky Dillon.
Oh my God.
Oh, that live joint he did it. Yo, that album.
That got me through the pandemic.
Right.
That album.
Right.
Do you see the video to him too?
Richard Tolbert.
Fire. Richard Tolbert, yeah. Yep.
But it's a popularity contest. It's almost like I don't know any of these names, so I'm going to pick the people that are popular. We know Maverick City.
Like I said,
we know
Elevation.
Quality. We know Elevation. Steve
your tribe will find you. I'm telling you right now, we as the churches though have to decide that we're going to support the kind of music that helps us to create the atmospheres we need with the cultures we're trying to serve. And the bottom line is that gospel music died. It died. Right. They were trying. The gospel artists were making this pseudo R&B. Literally, I would turn on Kirk Franklin's his station, and literally they be playing music from the Groove Channel. I might as well just listen to the Groove Channel and listen to the original artists do it well instead of gospel artists doing it terribly.
Right.
Who what's the name of this cat? He did a sample. If you could,
he did that CeeLo song.
The CeeLo joint.
Yeah.
Yo, that's trash.
That song, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. They like that mess. I was like, yo,
what is?
But let me go and listen to CeeLo.
You see me knocking to it.
You might as well listen to CeeLo.
But let me go listen to CeeLo.
That's not. It doesn't help that we're being led by the whole Grammy committee thing. We're being led. People are being led. They're telling you, like you said, listen to this. We want you to listen to that. For whatever reason. I don't know what that reason is, but it's just like half of them people, I'm like, who are these people? Yo, it's always like that. Who are they?
First off, let me do this real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our presence tonight the one, the only, the infamous Wyatt Wiz Stevens. My man. Listen, if y'all don't know Wyatt has been a tech genius forever.
You're putting too much on it, bro.
He's got to introduce you right.
Organist.
Yeah.
Y'all got to introduce you right. We didn't introduce you earlier. Producer.
Okay.
What'd I just do?
Father of many dope musicians and singers. Oh my God. And artists and drawers and he is that dude, and he's been a true friend to all of us throughout the years. He's my
daddy.
He's older
That's
than all.
right.
He's older than all of us. So he's been a big brother and a mentor to all of us for years too.
This is your granddaddy.
Sometimes why used to come to us like, hey man, why used to come to us like, yo man, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
Granddaddy.
Okay, we need to get back on topic now.
All right, let's back on topic.
He taught me how to play the organ.
Oh,
He used to throw the hymn book at me when I transposed on the organ.
No. My memory serves me as I used to make you play the drums and you hated the drums.
Right, I wanted to play the keys because that's where all the attention was.
Yeah.
Not this day and age. The drummer's getting it. Well, who's that? Let the drummer get some? James Brown.
The
drummer gets some.
So yeah, yo, listen. I was highly disappointed in when I saw the award nominations come out for the gospel chart. But then again, on the R&B chart is even worse though. Let me.
I got a bad question.
Go ahead.
It's a bad question.
I'm scared.
Allegedly, can you put that on the screen real quick, Dante?
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Here we go.
Go right there.
Why has Kim Burrell never won an award?
Oh, we know why. It's the same. It's the same reason. It's the same reason why. It's the same reason why her Live in Miami album, which is one of the dopest albums she's ever done.
Kim, you're gonna hear us talking about you one of these days.
Yeah.
You are the greatest of all time.
Correct.
Explain that to me.
Correct. You know why? Because Kim is unabashedly sold out for Jesus, and she's going to speak how she wants to speak. She's going to say what she wants to say. Oh, here come this joker in here right now. Now we start talking about music. This joker show up. What up, Mo? What up, Mo? Mo. Oh, by the way, Mo still never came down, Hassel. I told you, didn't I say earlier he wasn't coming down?
I'm still in the process of doing what I had to do. I just got finished.
Okay. All right. So the reason why Kim Burrell's never won a Grammy, and they can't say her music is not good enough.
Or a Stellar. Not even a Stellar.
Yeah, because her music is better than
Stellar. Has she
ever won a Stellar award?
Has she won at least a Dove award?
Are you sure?
You sure, bro? I thought she had a Stellar award.
No, I gotta look this
up. We all on computers.
Let's I'm just
check
saying,
this out
Kim,
right now.
I ain't coming for you, Kim. I'm just telling you. I'm just wondering why they treating you like
checking facts. That's all.
Why they treat me so bad.
No, she won a Stellar. Nope, she won a Stellar in 2012.
For what? Which record?
Some album. Look, I'm going down here now. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to go to Wikipedia.
She was nominated for a Grammy. She had 3 nominations for a Grammy.
Right, she's had nominations.
Yeah,
for the Love album.
So my point is, they know she exists. They see her. That's it.
Right.
We see you. We don't like you like that.
Now I want to be on the Grammy Award.
Whoa! Did Wiz just say he doesn't like him like that?
No. I'm not talking about us. We're talking about why had she not won any award?
He said, whoa.
Sit up on that one.
Come on now.
So did Wiz just say he don't like him like that?
I didn't say that. I'm just saying that's probably why the Grammy board sees her. We see you.
About to knock
we don't like you enough to give you an award.
Didn't she get something with Harry Connick Jr.?
She did that Christmas special with him.
Right, but I don't think that was a Grammy. I'm talking about Kim's albums, Kim's main albums. I don't think she's ever won. I mean, and she should win. Like, no offense.
I think so, for real.
No offense, but come on. CeCe Winans over Ricky Dillon. CeCe Winans over Everlasting Life. Come on, man.
Not never.
Come on, man. Come on, yo. I'm gonna start a petition for Kim to release that Live in Miami album. Allegedly, that album that allegedly exists.
You might have to pay for that release. You.
Damn. It's like that. Never mind.
Your boy said that on the other show.
Oh, that's right. He sure did. Yeah, and it could be
allegedly.
Allegedly.
This is all allegedly.
It's all alleged.
I live in New York. I got 4 people that sing in my church.
Right.
You know.
I don't know, man. Listen, I just know that gospel music needs to change, and even R&B music. I mean, the R&B cat. Who is Doja Cat? I don't even know who this chick is. I'm like, why is she winning? There were a lot of good R&B albums out last year.
Doja Cat, she got some hot songs though.
Is she R&B?
I know the bishop ain't supposed to know these songs, but that song,
you got the name.
What?
You know that song?
No, anybody know that song,
Look
man.
at what you did to your friends.
I don't know. If anybody knows that song, you want to help the bishop out.
La 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 la. I can't say the words because the lyric is explicit.
The lyric is explicit.
He bobbing to it though.
It's like it's delicate and hard. I don't know how they pulled it off, but that's a great song.
Really?
And then Silk Sonic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That like Silk Sonic album is so dope.
Smoking out the window.
Yo,
we talked about it. Yes, that was yesterday.
Yo, I was listening to that earlier. He was like, that got me paying her rent. I was like, yo, he was hot. He was pissed off about that, man. She got me paying her rent, doing all sorts of splits and all sorts of craziness. Yo, that album from top to bottom, that album is dope. And I would say this: it's interesting that we talked about gangster rap earlier, but it's interesting that they're on that particular label, who was founded by a gangster rapper who has kind of transitioned into being a businessman, and he didn't miss.
No, he knows what we want to hear.
Right. He didn't miss. Does not miss. So yeah, that album is dope. So if you haven't heard it yet, go and grab that particular album, Silk Sonic. It's dope. So look, man, this is like a family reunion for us with Wiz. Go ahead.
Israel Houghton just put out a record live in Los Angeles. I gotta say, he restored my affection for him with this record.
Because I blame him for this whole CCM thing we got going on right now. I'm just saying.
But at least he would put some stank on the end of the songs.
True.
He would put some stank on the end of the song.
He would put some pain into it.
Yeah, see a little
have some
pain.
slavery sounds.
Yeah, I needed to hear some slave chains, which is just a blues scale.
Underground railroad blues.
Yeah, I needed to hear some of them chain gang music. And he'll sing it. He'll sing something real, not even CCM. He'll go straight country on you, and then at the end he'll bend the fifth, so you can hear that blues scale again, and then turn it into a chant like we do in church. And he legitimized the record for me, cause I say I can sing that in church.
I haven't heard anything from him in a while. I didn't know he had a new project out.
It's cool. A lot of it's in Spanish, which again I know what he's trying to do, but I appreciate the effort he made to make heaven. Because this is what I'm hearing people say, and it's offensive. They're saying they're listening to the CCM music, saying this is what heaven sounds like. And I'm going, for who? I think it's included in the playlist of heaven.
I think heaven is as diverse as earth is. That's why we mirror. Heaven mirrors, or we mirror heaven, actually. The other way around.
How they gonna say that needs to find its voice again? Because I was offended by that. This is what heaven sounds like. Well,
that's crazy.
Heaven's gonna be kind of dry.
Right, it's gonna be dry and unseasoned.
Quiet praise.
It's gonna be unseasoned.
Well,
with a lot of smoke. It's gonna be unseasoned with no lights and smoke.
So just a lot of guitars. Just a few people are gonna enjoy heaven, and the rest of us who our culture is missing from heaven. Then why did Jesus open the doors to the church, to the Gentiles?
And Jesus made the best instrument ever, the Hammond B3. You mean to tell me ain't gonna be no B3 in heaven?
Right.
He said Jesus made the best instrument ever. Jesus made the Hammond B3.
He made the Hammond B3. You know it had to be Jesus.
Jesus didn't make the
he didn't make the guitar.
He didn't make the guitar. He didn't make the Yamaha.
The clapping over. He didn't make the Yamaha clapping over.
He just
Okay,
made the B3.
He made the B3.
You can't leave out the Leslie because the B3 don't sound the way it sounds without the Leslie.
Right, you got to put a Leslie on it.
Can't have a tone cabinet.
The Holy Ghost
straight
made
up Leslie.
The Holy Ghost made the Leslie. The Holy Ghost made. He needed you to turn that choral on. He made the switch. The Holy Ghost made the switch.
That switch.
The switch.
Wait,
No, I played it.
turn
I
the
played
choral
organ.
off. We get that with everything else. Put that
Played
vibrato
organ
on.
Sunday.
That tremolo.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
The tremolo wasn't working. I was like,
Oh, that's a bad feeling. I hate that.
We just
bet
need
you-
Hezekiah Walker to drop another album.
I bet you called Sebastian real quick to come and fix it. Come and fix this thing,
Sebastian?
man.
No.
Hysterical.
We calling the other guy.
Yo, it was
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Sebastian
Jeremy.
don't answer his calls.
Oh no,
Sebastian, do you hear that?
allegedly.
Listen,
Allegedly.
Sebastian, we're
That
trying
ain't
to get you
allegedly.
to come
Allegedly.
answer our
Put out a call.
calls to fix our
We put out a
organs.
call. He didn't even answer back. And we pay.
Sebastian, we
We
pay,
pay.
man.
We ain't one of them churches
Sebastian,
that don't pay their bills.
Yo, somebody tag Sebastian Wheat. No,
Stop
don't tag
it.
him. Nah, don't tag him. Yo, don't tag him. Don't
Stop
tag him.
Don't
Yo,
please
but
don't.
see, Hez put out an album 2 years ago that to me was trash. I'm like, yo, stop. He
No
went,
disrespect.
no
we love
disrespect.
Hez.
But he can't
But
go to
most of that
CCM
stuff
route.
is trash.
He can't go to CCM route. Hez can't go to CCM route again. It drove me crazy.
Wait.
What was on that last album?
Where
What was on
where
that
we
last
at right
album?
now? Hez and CCM, is that a thing?
I mean,
What happened?
the last album sounded like it was.
the last
If you
album was
keep
straight
it a
CCM.
buck, most of his stuff he dropped is just repetitive, but it's on the CCM side. On the CCM side.
You know,
It's
who needs-
easy
Go back
for
to
your
Brooklyn
church to
Bound
sing and
and stay there.
reproduce.
you know, Ricky had the best album, the best gospel album out in years,
Hands down.
hands down. I
Yo,
mean,
it saved my life during COVID. I would play that Since He Came.
oh my gosh.
I play that song, like literally when I turn my computer on, I'm going right to YouTube. I'm letting that whole thing rock. And my favorite song is that joint, Let There Be Peace on Earth.
And that's a dude singing that, yo.
Yeah, that's them. That's
Yo, but when they go to peace at the end of that song,
Pause.
I
the
had
Vanessa
church.
Bell. The
Yo.
Vanessa Bell hit.
Yes.
Pause.
See, you felt that, Wiz. Didn't you feel
Chill.
that?
Yeah, chills. That song.
Chill.
Yo,
That
when they
whole
go
album
to
crazy, but that song is so different.
Peace. Oh,
Yeah, it's dope. It was hot.
It's all right.
But here's the problem. But why wasn't that nominated?
Okay.
it's too black.
Is that
Black
what it
Lives
is?
Matter.
It's too black.
It's
Too
too
black.
black.
It is traditional. What we consider traditional gospel music too black. Is it too black?
Is it
Listen,
too black?
It wasn't too black for me. It was perfect. It was just right. It was the Mama Bear's bed.
Yeah.
So who do we want to hear drop another project? Gospel project.
We
Hey,
really
Ma.
need.
Whoa!
Hey, uh-oh. You got to be.
White and Tot. What's up?
Listen, this ain't just us. This is broadcast.
Whatever.
I'm
Hi.
just letting you know.
Right, just let you know you all
Yo,
over the
look
internet.
At, look at Wyatt trying to tell her
You,
when he came
you
on
all
earlier.
over Al Gore's internet. You all over Al Gore's internet.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
Love you too, sis.
No. Burger King.
So,
Yeah,
so,
that's what mine went.
so listen.
Oh.
Here's something. When is your boy gonna put out a new album?
Who?
James Hall, Worship and Praise. I heard they got a new album.
It should be dropping very soon.
Right. I heard it's about to drop soon.
Is it
Very
fire?
soon.
Is it fire? I mean, is it gonna?
Okay. Seriously,
Yes.
anything he put out is basically fire compared to anything else. But it's not for everybody. You already know his music
Yeah,
that
that's
is put out is for singers and musicians.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
not
most
for
people can't get that.
your church to sing on a Sunday. It ain't gonna pop off. It's not
Well,
gonna happen.
first of all, you can't sing. You start singing a James Hall song with the lights off and the smog. It's a totally different thing because his music is already dark. The music is already dark, so you put the smog machine on in the dark, it's gonna be a problem.
You're gonna be conjuring devils.
You put that on in the dark, yo.
It's
Yo,
like,
you put that on in the
Phantom
dark.
of the Opera just happened.
Yo, it's crazy, yo. So, man, Thanksgiving, man. We're here. We're just hanging out, the brothers. I'm changing this topic because it's getting ready to go left real quick. It can go left real quick. Kevin Lemons, yo, I enjoyed that album, but I'm like, what happened there? Why weren't they nominated? You know why? Because it's not the name you know. They literally nominated people whose name they knew. They knew Maverick City, right?
You know,
because Steve Furtick produced that out because it was Elevation in Maverick City. So so you get the Elevation thing. So they know Elevation. They know Matt. They know CC Winans. Right, and then you got I had no clue who Dante Bowe was until they said that's the dude from Maverick City. Okay, well it makes sense, because they love that sound. That's not our sound, damn it. Yo, I'm just sorry, that's not our sound. I'm sorry. I just had enough.
It's real because I didn't, as a musician, I don't know that I ever heard any songs with these block chords in them when I was growing up. Like, with the, one where you could call the numbers like that.
None.
Because, there were more passing chords in gospel than anything. Like,
I don't even think Thomas
at the passing chords. We wouldn't even play the regular ones. It was all passing chords. Tommy Dorsey and them guys, they had these complex structures, man. And I give it to these guys. It's clean music, but it ain't. It don't move me.
Yo, it doesn't move me. Yo, you know how I can still put on a Thomas Whitfield album and like, yo, this albums are still fire. I can put on Donald Lawrence's early albums. And you can hear how progressive Donald was.
I was listening to him today.
Yeah, he grew. But
older stuff. It's like you don't want to even listen to the newer stuff. It's like
one thing Donald always did. He always wrote from the scriptures.
Right. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which, speaking of Donald,
I was getting ready to go there. I was getting ready to go there. Yeah, he did her production, her vocal production. He's still her production.
Yeah, he did her vocal production for the verses.
Yo, somebody should have did Shaka's whole thing for the verses. They should have just told her to quit. Shaka was so high. Shaka, I don't care what y'all say. And
I don't know what she was doing behind that pillow, Duncan. I don't know what she was doing.
I'm taking it allegedly off. We know Shaka was high as a damn kite. All right, ain't no allegedly there. She was high. The fact that she was trying to stand up and she was wobbling, I was like, yo, what's going on? Yeah. And then when she
got hits for days, man. I don't get that.
I don't. Well, I know, and it's not funny. We're making fun of her here, but we know that. I know that she struggled with addiction during her life, and I don't know if that's, the stage fright came from her struggling with the addiction. And I think she had surgery recently also. That's why they moved this back. But, but then she had a nerve to bring Tiny out there to sing a song with her. And I'm like, why is Tiny on stage?
Tiny from Newburgh?
That wasn't Tiny. No, Tiny from Escape. Wasn't that Tiny on stage with her?
Oh, yeah.
Or was that? No. Oh, wait. Somebody sent me a message. No, that was her daughter. Her daughter looks just like Tiny. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Oops. I'm sorry. Somebody was like, yeah, that's her daughter. I'm like, oops. And she was flat. It was just off key all night. But
you know who kept it together?
Stephanie Mills is a beast. Stephanie Mills is a beast. She's always been a beast. And I never thought she got her just due. I mean, of course, her music a little older for us, but
she was missing certain assets that Shaka Khan had.
Hysterical! You're so stupid.
Wow, bro.
You're so allegedly missing certain assets.
That's definitely allegedly.
Allegedly. And then I don't know, man. I don't know. But the verses. I need a verses of. I need a verses of Tony,
hey.
and Mint.
Ooh.
I need that. I need Swiss. I need Swiss, and because there's certain segments that swear that the Tonys would kill Mint, and I'm looking at them like, you got to be out your ever loving mind.
Never.
Ever.
With Tony Tone
ever.
touch
Early Mint was a problem.
Mint up to the 4th album was a problem.
Now, if you put Stokely just straight versus
Raphael to kill him.
Right. So lead singer versus lead singer, one thing. Band versus band.
Nah.
You
got Mint with Chris Dave.
Yeah. Right.
And with Carrie playing.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
I don't care how good.
Now, I would like to see Mint Condition versus Prince's band.
Which band?
Yeah, he had like
Prince
3.
Band? He had 15 bands.
The girl band.
Oh,
the all-girl band?
The all-girl band? Oh, no.
What did he call them?
The third blind eye.
And then one before that is NPR.
Yeah, MPG.
And then whatever.
And he had Revolution, MPG, and then he had another band. He had a bunch of iterations of his bands. Yeah.
Even the time, like that Minneapolis sound, just have the battle.
It's different. They're different altogether. I still watch their videos on YouTube. They still got it.
They're beast, yo.
They still got it. All their steps, everything. I'm like,
here's the funny thing about the time. The first album, Prince played the whole album. The band didn't play on the albme.
Right.
So Jam and Lewis didn't even play. Matter of fact, I don't even think Jam and Lewis appeared on the Time album playing wise. Now, Jam and Lewis, all the stuff that they did, all the music that they produced, they used that. And he named the name of the keyboard that he used, the EMU keyboard, the Ensoniq joint. Like all them lines, all them bass lines that they played them. Yo, they played them straight. All that Sherelle stuff that didn't mean to turn you on stuff that they did. All them bass lines, they weren't looping anything. They were playing them straight in the studio locked like that.
Yeah.
Yo, Jam and Lewis were beast on keys and bass, yo. And their production is absolutely, even now. I listened to something that they did with New Edition recently, and I'm like, yo, these dudes are solid. They've always been solid. Even the Janet stuff that they did.
Yeah.
I would like to see a Janet versus who we put Janet up against? Who can
Janet?
You can't put Janet up against Janet would kill Beyonce. Oh, y'all not gonna go with that? Y'all walking away? I knew y'all niggas gonna walk away. Oh, I knew y'all gonna walk away on that.
No way.
No, sir.
No.
I'm not getting on that bandwagon.
Way too far.
I can't go into a network, bro.
Y'all not gonna do that?
No, you don't, bro.
I
was gonna say Janet versus J-Lo.
Who said that?
Jennifer Lopez versus Janet.
I mean,
Jackson.
you might as well have Ashanti versus Jennifer Lopez. Oh wait, you can't because Ashanti sang all those songs.
Yeah.
I didn't put allegedly up there either. Now, how about that? How about that? How about that? I'm not even putting allegedly up there. Hey man, all right, we're getting out of here. Oh, by the way, shout out to LeBron James. LeBron ain't no punk. That boy Stewart, he didn't want no smoke with LeBron. He ain't try to get all big and bad until his teammates started holding him back. Well, go ahead and run up against 6'8", 270-pound LeBron if you want to.
That's been going on for years. You already know somebody gonna be popping junk, and they wait to get grabbed, and they want to get aggressive. They weren't trying to fight.
LeBron look at his face. Look at his mouth. Look at his mouth when he hit him, though. Look at his mouth when he hit him.
Yo, and that was the back of the hand. That wasn't even the elbow.
Yeah, that's the back of the hand that hit him in his face.
That's the back of the hand.
That's the back of the hand.
He caught that good. I mean, his jump off was leaking.
Yo, I was just trying to figure, like, if you leak that easy, don't ever get in a fight. You never need to get in a fight if you leak that easy.
If you can pop right here, that's straight bone. You ain't got nothing right there.
Right. Well,
yo, he was leaking, kid.
He was leaking like a scrub. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Wiz, thank you for coming out, man. We finally got Wiz out the house. Yo, y'all got to check us out when we do Touch Up Tuesdays?
Come on, man.
You gonna do touch up?
Oh man.
Pause, man. Allegedly.
We do it.
How you do it? You fade to black like this.
You fade to black. You just nope. Allegedly. Yo, that name is so trash, yo.
Yo, know, man.
Nah, we do a little call with each other, man. Just checking in with each other weekly, to see how each other's doing because we're our community, right? This is our community. We have a community of friends. We've been friends for years. And then we get on here and we just talk, you know what I'm saying? We're just having unscripted conversations with one another because that's what brothers do. I'm thankful for all of y'all. I'm even thankful for Maurice and his bad Wi-Fi wherever he is right now. It's towards the night before Thanksgiving. My house is filled. My family's here. My brother and sister are here, and my parents are here. My niece is here. My wife. Right, your children are home. And we've all been blessed, man. We made it through the pandemic.
I gotta tell you this joke my mother told me. I know you're trying to end.
No, go ahead.
So my
mother telling jokes.
Yeah, she told a joke today. We're at the table eating dinner with her for Thanksgiving at the nursing home. She goes, it's the holidays. She said it 3 times. It's the holidays. Y'all don't get it.
Holidays.
Holidays. Yeah, we got it.
You got to consider who told the joke.
I mean, I understood it. I was just like,
Me
okay.
and Kyra were dripping, laughing. Like, that was the corniest thing I ever heard. But you know what?
But you got to consider, she told the joke.
Mom.
She told a joke.
Right.
I'm
she
happy
told
she
a
was
joke.
able to tell a
Correct.
joke.
Right.
Holidays.
Anyhow, don't take my joke and don't give me credit.
That's a good dad joke.
No, we're gonna give it to Mom. We're gonna send Mom a tithe on that.
Yeah.
We're gonna send her a tithe on that. We're gonna send Mama Grace a tithe.
You're gonna give her a tithe on that?
You're gonna give her a tithe on that joke. Last thing. So yeah, man. So like I was saying, grateful for everything. It's from November to November. It's been a interesting year. A year of triumphs, a year of some pains for some people, but I'm thankful that we're still here. I'm thankful that God has kept us and kept us with a reasonable portion of everything, with provision, with our right frame of minds, and our health. And I'm thankful for having good friends and a good family. It's always good to give thanks, and always good to and let me take this allegedly down because that looks real dumb as I'm doing this. It's always good to give thanks for the things that you have, and and look out for somebody. If somebody needs help, you know what I'm saying? Be helpful. Be a help to somebody, Hassel, you got anything you want to say? Actually, no, I'm gonna let Renzo go first. Hassel, I'm gonna let you close out. Renzo, any last words from you?
Man, I definitely appreciate this platform with y'all, man. This is definitely dope. I've been a fan since day one. I ain't gonna say I've been waiting for my opportunity to hop on here, but I have been waiting for my opportunity to hop on here. Man, bless y'all, you know what I'm saying? Of course, all y'all kids are home and anything like that. Ours are one's working, one's out of school playing ball, and then the other one's working, the other's working. So, it's gonna be a little not too quiet around here, but we're gonna make some noise.
That long hallway behind you, though.
Right, that long hallway, man.
And listen, not allegedly, I do have a long hallway. It just, yeah. It's
the other direction, you crazy.
No, it's there. But
thank you, man.
Yeah,
we appreciate you coming
bro.
on.
I'll be looking for the next one, man.
Yes, sir. Wiz, any parting words, man? Thank you for joining us, man. It's been a long time coming.
This was fun. I think I caught the very first one you did, and I was just giggling the whole time. I said, "These dudes," and it just, you think back on other stuff. It just took me back to we've had some crazy times, and this is a more.
It's subdued. It's more subdued.
It's a more tame platform, considering our game. Considering our game. But this is great though to give other people a view into, our lives and the things we do and the things we appreciate, the things we love, the things we're passionate about. That's great. I appreciate the opportunity to hop on here. And thanks for the opportunity.
Man, as hungry as I am, you gonna sit there and eat in front of us as hungry as
I know,
I am.
right? I'm hungry.
Right.
Oh, wait. Talk about food before we finish.
This guy.
Listen. We finally got the confession that we needed today. That City Island is straight trash. Straight garbage.
Allegedly,
no, ain't no allegedly on that. It's straight garbage.
My wife just walked down
Where's
here,
my
so
sister
I do have
at?
to confirm.
Where's my sister at? Where is she?
Wait, you can't make a statement like that and then close out. You gotta elaborate.
Yeah, you gotta elaborate on that.
What are we talking about right now?
City Island.
City Island.
Major cool points. Look at my wife's finger.
Oh, Sis, let her talk. What happened?
She said it was.
Who gave y'all food poisoning? What happened?
No, we didn't get sick. We went to JP's. Allegedly, you can put that up there.
First wrong thing you did, but go ahead.
Right. So, but I put it on Facebook and asked people to suggest places, and JP's was mentioned 3 times. And so, but I specifically said for crab legs. I enjoyed my food. The crab legs were amazing, but my wife and several others who were with me ordered their food, sent it back, and didn't order anything else.
Wow.
That's serious.
Yeah.
So
was my taste buds off that day, or was I hungry, or did I miss? You the only one that ate?
My crab legs was banging.
Crab legs. It's hard to mess up crab legs. Hey,
right. It's hard. I said that earlier. It's hard to mess up crab legs. If you mess up crab legs, you got a whole.
Put some Old Bay in the water, and you good. What happened?
See, that's exactly how I described it earlier.
Who did that? Who messed up the crab legs? See, now
who messed up the crab legs? Who messed up the shrimp?
And
it's hard to mess up shrimp too. I mean, how did you mess up outside of overcooking them? How did you mess up?
They overcooked them.
I mean, if you overcook, well, you can overcook any of that shellfish, and then it's rubber, But everybody knows how to cook crab legs.
Mine was good, but taking it on, I had to, because I said, City Island is the bomb, and they was like, no, it ain't. It's trash. And then after that experience, now I gotta go. You may be onto something.
Yeah, City Island is trash. Trash.
You don't like it either, Don?
I don't like that shit.
You don't like it? All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that out loud like that. I'm gonna have to edit this whole thing.
Oh
man, hearing that is like hearing when people first started saying that Daryl was trash and going downhill.
I mean, Daryl wasn't. I mean, I never was a big Daryl fan. Never was a big Daryl fan.
Hey, can I chime in on this one?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We started going up the other direction.
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane's.
You're going to Mary Jane's. I know Mary Jane's.
Stop playing. And then I talked to Andrew. Andrew Beth turned me on to that lemon ice cream. Oh my God.
Where?
And Mary Jane's.
Mary Jane's.
They've been
holding it down, man.
Oh.
Mary Jane's.
Mary Jane's is up 9W.
Yeah.
Up past Marlboro.
Nah, before you get to Marlboro. Before you hit the apple orchard and all that.
Milton?
Yes.
That's
in that area. Yeah. It's not that far up. It's just, but they killing the game. Yo, Daryl's gone.
Are they going for
gone?
It's done?
GONE. Gone. For sale sign. They wanted $1 million for that, yo.
$1 million. They'll never get it.
$1 million.
No. They might get it.
I had to stop going there because if I went to Daryl, the next stop had to be home. I couldn't grab that and go somewhere else. I had to
you gotta go home.
I'm like, listen, I got stuff to do. I can't be hemmed up.
I understand.
James, it tasted better anyway.
Allegedly.
All
right, let's get out of here. Hassel, get us out of here, man.
I love y'all. Happy holidays.
I caught him while he was eating purposely.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you, Don. Thanks for this. Making me your co-host.
Yes, sir.
I'm doing this all day. But I like the conversation. It's dangerous. I like the danger of it, of being honest and just being true. Talking about music, talking about food, talking about sports, talking about politics and all that other stuff. I think it's good. It's intelligent
Brenda,
conversation. We need it.
Come here.
I'm grateful for my brothers.
Come here.
Always good.
I'm trying to get Brenda to come on. I'm trying to get Brenda to come on camera, but she just dropped off some of this good old pound cake that my sister just made.
Oh, word.
Yes, Lord. That's all right, because I got some pound cake downstairs.
I'm eating kielbasa and French fries.
That's an interesting combination.
Kielbasa and French fries.
It's working for me.
Two things I love, but never had them together. I'm a French fry fanatic.
What's your favorite fry?
Five Guys.
McDonald's.
Because they don't make, you can't get real fries anymore. What is this batter fry nonsense everybody's doing?
Yo, you couldn't even say checkers. You couldn't even say checkers, bro.
Huh?
McDonald's
You don't
French
have a
fries.
Checkers
They're the
here.
best French fries.
Y'all act like y'all not from here. You seen the Checkers here in Newburgh?
No,
You did down here all the time, bro.
no, this cake is the bomb. My sister's sitting in my window right now. I'm like, yo, nigga, girl, this cake is the bomb. Oh, it's good. It's good.
Okay, y'all, I gotta go eat.
All right, this is Deacon Boy. We're out. I'm ready to go finish eating this cake. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to everybody.
All right.
I'll holler at y'all
Later,
later.
Good
Good
night,
night, everyone.
man.
Peace.